really stressed out, guys. It's kind of like stupid to complain about. I swear I'm not complaining.
If I was a Hollywood executive, I would blacklist her.
If you walk past London's Palladium this week, you might feel the tension in the air. Behind those walls, insiders say director Jamie Lloyd's big Evita revival has turned from exciting buzz to full-blown emergency. And at the center of it all, Rachel Zegler. Hollywood's hot and cold star is back, and allegedly rewriting the DIVA playbook. Quick heads up before we dive in. Every jaw-dropping detail here is reported, not confirmed. So take it all with a grain of salt, but whatever you do, don't look away.
I was actually, oddly enough, auditioning for a Broadway show of a very famous Broadway musical that was having a revival, and the producers and directors were ordering lunch while I was singing.
Now picture this. It's day one. Rain's coming down over the marquee. Zegler walks in like she's about to preach the gospel of musical theater. Call time? 9 a.m. But Rachel showed up whenever. Latte in hand, vibe set to, I'm about to change the game. First clash hit fast. Lloyd gave her a small note about blocking, and instead of nodding, Zegler cut him off. Told him how she thought Eva Peron would command the space.
Honestly, I thought I would be a lot more terrified.
Translation? One ensemble member said it felt like she took over the whole orbit, and it didn't stop there. Word is, during a full run-through, Zegler stopped mid-song, said something felt off, and walked out. Just left everyone frozen like broken robots on stage. Not the team moment producers were hoping for. And then it got even hotter. While drama leaked out on theater Twitter, Rachel's Instagram told a different story. A young genius on fire. Quick pause. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. You know the drill. Now back to the drama.
I'm a very talented, capable individual. I'm here for a reason. I can do it.
One photo captioned, "Channeling Eva's fire," showed her smiling backstage like she's on a spiritual retreat. Fans were split. Half called her a misunderstood visionary. The other half? They wondered if this show should be called Waiting for Rachel. And that split. That's the real fuse here. Because inside the building, if any of this is true, it's not just notes or blocking anymore. It's dynamite stacking up. Question is, will Rachel Zegler conquer the West End or burn it down before opening night? But long before the fire drills started, warning signs were already showing up in theater blogs and backstage whispers.
This is the one time in my life where if you have something to say, I don't want to hear it.
Sources say it started small. Table reads, quiet comments, things like, "She's late again." "She wants her tea at the right temp." "She's warming up," in the hallway, while the rest of us wait on mic checks. To the average person, that's just actor behavior. But to people who've done this a long time, that's not ritual. That's just chaos with nice lighting. And chaos, folks, has a smell. First sent hit on day one. Phones buzzed, same text. Rachel's running late, again. She allegedly strolled in wearing noise-canceling headphones, said morning beauties, to no one in particular, and started unpacking what one person called a vocal shrine.
If you have any opinions, I don't want to hear them.
One stage manager says it included a mini humidifier, a jar of fancy Manuka honey, and a crystal water bottle that had been recharged under the full moon. Sure, it's cute. Except rehearsal had already started. They were 20 minutes into the plan. That delay crushed a 6-hour schedule into just 4. Cue the first wave of eye rolls. Then came what Zegler allegedly called creative clarifications. That's her phrase for stopping a live reading to debate lines, one by one. Within 2 days, she'd reportedly challenged everything from Eva's accent to how the chorus was breathing. And while Lloyd stayed patient, backstage whispers told a snarkier story. She's directing the director now. And if you think that's dramatic, oh, it gets better. This is where it shifted from questions to critique. And one moment, stuck in everyone's mind.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
Hold on.
All right.
The music director gave a simple note, soften the vowel on the word blend. But Zegler? She allegedly snapped back, "Blend is for backup. I'm narrating history." Witnesses say the room went dead silent, like a courtroom right before the judge walks in. That's when the energy changed. one person said. It wasn't a talk anymore. It was a coronation. By the end of the week, the ensemble had a running joke. Hat, Eva, or nothing. Funny on the surface, but underneath, that dread was growing. And then came the moment that shook the building. A showdown over the blocking for Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. And trust me, it was loud.
What an idiot I've been as a young person in this industry who has no filter and no idea what she's doing.
The main rehearsal hall was glowing under those harsh lights, the kind that exposes everything. Director Jamie Lloyd had just laid out his vision. Eva, standing still, arms at her sides, voice doing the work while the ensemble formed a frame around her. Clean, powerful, surgical. Zegler? Sources say she stood there, arms crossed, lips tight, and calmly said, "I don't think so." What happened next didn't feel like a note session. It felt like an earthquake. She argued that Eva wasn't meant to be still. Her power came from motion, a rising hand, a step forward, a woman claiming her space. And then she showed them.
To address the elephant in the room. I'm the hottest person in the world.
Zegler took center stage and, according to witnesses, delivered a full-on masterclass in stage presence. Arms slicing through air, chin up like she's soaking in a standing ovation. Her voice rang out so loud it hit the rafters. It was stunning, but also disruptive. Some performers were inspired. Others panicked, because that powerful moment had a cost: time. Rehearsal minutes vanished. Lloyd's plan was slipping through his fingers. One assistant stage manager peeked at the clock, mouthed, "Goodbye lunch," and started rewriting the schedule on the fly. And then the final blow, when Lloyd tried to bring things back on track and reminded everyone that theater needs trust in the director's vision. Zegler responded with a smile, a nod, and one line that's already cast legend. "A blueprint is a suggestion. History is what we build in the moment."
People have real problems and no one gives a shit if she got paid for 17 instead of 18 on her multi-million-dollar salary, which is not calculated by the hour.
Translation? One dancer rolled their eyes and said, "Great! We're building a skyscraper with no floor." Lloyd adjusted things just enough to keep moving forward. But behind the scenes, the vibe had shifted. His calm energy, gone. People started saying the floor felt like a fault line. The vision was cracking. And then came Buenos Aires. The moment that was supposed to click everything into place turned into a full system crash. Everyone was ready. The beat dropped. 8 bars in, Zegler froze, cut the band with a sharp wave and said, "The energy is wrong. I'm getting static, not revolution." Eyewitnesses swear you could hear the sheet music hit the floor.
Zegler's career now looking like it is seriously on life support.
The dance captain tried to jump in. "Let's reset from top of 16. But Rachel was already pacing downstage. Calm, but clearly frustrated. She told the group the ensemble's footwork was muffling Eva's heartbeat. One chorus member later joked, "I guess our shoes were blocking her aura." But laughs didn't stop the minutes from ticking by. The air got thick, like London fog creeping in. Lloyd stepped in again, gentle, trying to help, offered a few tweaks. Zegler listened, tight jaw, and then, according to 3 sources, took off her mic pack and walked out. Just left. No warning, no BRB, no script on the chair, just the soft click of the door and the crew realizing they'd just lost their lead mid-cue.
To address the elephant in the room. I'm the hottest person in the world.
It was chaos. The track was cut. Cast huddled in awkward clusters. One swing asked, "Should we drill choreo?" A stage manager just muttered, "Drill what? The lead just bailed." Lunch got pushed. Calls were rewritten. A 25-minute pause turned into a 2-hour scramble. Phones buzzed. Did she quit? Is she sick? Are we done for today? Zegler returned the next morning. No apology, sources say, just a cold, "Let's focus," and straight into vocal warm-ups.
Studios really need to go back to what they originally did, which was tell your stars to shut up and not say things, because no one is paying to hear your star say offensive things off the screen.
But the damage? Done. The silence she left behind earned a new name, the blackout. And now, that silence looms. Because once a lead proves she can disappear mid-scene, every single rehearsal becomes a guessing game. And this week, Evita didn't feel like a musical anymore. It felt like high-stakes roulette. Rehearsals were in full triage mode, and suddenly, there was a new term floating around the tech booth, the Zegler adjustment. Need to change a light cue because yesterday's blocking no longer vibes? That's a Zegler adjustment. Redo the sound mix after she jumps to a new octave? Zegler adjustment. On one wild afternoon, someone slapped a label on a backup mic pack, Contingency RZ, and the room laughed a little too hard. Behind the glass, things got dark. Jamie Lloyd, usually calm, now looked exhausted. Creative meetings became troubleshooting sessions. One leaked flowchart titled, "If Rachel declines a note V3.1," summed it up. Options ranged from clarify to escalate. Cast members started memorizing two versions of blocking, director's plan A and Rachel's remix. A dancer said, "We're living in two timelines." Even crew cracked jokes about needing moral shots just to survive rehearsals. Lighting techs renamed the cue file Frankenshow. Wardrobe whispered about budget freezes. And one night, Lloyd stared at the empty stage and muttered, "We're herding thunder." Then came the email. Subject, closed door at 2 p.m. Inside, Lloyd, producers, a union rep, and a lawyer. What leaked out? 3 words. Can she be replaced? Lawyers picked apart Rachel's contract. Financial charts flashed red. Replacing her? PR disaster. Keeping her? Even worse. Meanwhile, casting agents got feelers for a Latina mezzo 20s Eva type. Translation: Plan B is real. Zegler was told schedule changes may occur. By nightfall, cast knew this was now legal war. Zegler's PR team kicked into overdrive. Polaroid-style photos, moody captions like, "Eva's heartbeat in the stillness." One cast member said, "Sis, you skipped half the song." Fans asking about overtime? Comments deleted. But Watchdogs screenshotted everything. Then came the tearful video. The cost of artistic honesty. Theater Twitter erupted. Backstage, phones lit up with every twist. One performer said, "It feels like a reality show. We're just not invited to speak." Meanwhile, empty seats and promo codes started stacking up. Evita looked less like a West End hit, and more like a clearance sale in slow motion. And that lingering question won't go away. Can this show survive Rachel's revolution, or will the empty rows decide?